Likutei Moharan, Torah Chafalef. We were saying that towards the end of the Torah, this is Reb Nosson writing down what the Rebbe told him at a different opportunity, not the official recitation of the Torah, but at a different time when he talked about the same inyan, only in a slightly different manner. So this is what he's writing down. He says that the Asaga, he's talking about the awareness and the knowledge and the wisdom people will attain in the world to come. And he said that this is Kimala Ha'aretz De'ah Kimala Ha'aretz De'ah Es Hashem Kamayim Liyad Mechasim. For the knowledge of Hashem will cover the earth like the water covered the earth, covered the sea. That there is a common denominator that the water covers equally everywhere. But in the depth there's a difference. There's a major difference in the depth. Whereas the same way, everybody will know Hashem in the future, including the Goyim. But the actual depth of the wisdom that everyone will achieve will differ between one person to the next according to how much effort he put into it. And he says that which is unbelievably exciting and to one tzaddik will be total blasé by another tzaddik, because he has already reached that hasaga long ago. And this particular wisdom, this particular awareness it's a common thing by him. He says, and that thing is a little bit, it's explained a little bit more according to what is said above in letter number Aleph. But the movement of the mind, which is the flow of the godly perception that comes to me with great speed. That is the comprehension of the makifin, or the circumferential mentalities. Hasogas Hadas HaKodesh. This is the absorption of the sacred wisdom. When the makif becomes a pnimi, when the outside, that which is unknown yet, becomes pnimi, becomes contained inside. This breeds heat in the heart. The main varmkeit, the warmness and the excitement, the kedusha, is through the attainment of the makif. Sogas hadas, the achievement of das, of knowledge. And this explains very well this particular factor. Kol tzaddik nichvo michuposo shel chavero. Every tzaddik is scalded, is from is warmed up, burns up from the chuppah of his friend. We said the chuppah is something that surrounds you. This is the makif. The hainu shetzei tzaddik, shezeh tzaddik, this by this tzaddik, yeh nechshav la'asago gdoila ad shenichma mimena. It will be such a huge asaga. We'll just let the bus pass. Okay. But this tzaddik, it will be considered an unbelievable asaga until he will scold him. It'll heat him up so much. Because the attainment of das breeds heat. going to be, he's going like a, chapa burn from it. But a tzaddik agavoa mimeno, but however, by a tzaddik who is greater than him, it's not considered to be an asaga at all by him. It's not a big deal. He doesn't get burned, doesn't get warmed up by this asaga at all. So he has to cover himself and warm himself up with a greater asaga. It is therefore found this which is explained before in this Maimon, called tzaddik nichve mechupos shlechaver. Every tzaddik gets burnt, gets heated up from the chuppah of his friend. Sheperusha, which the meaning is shenichve ma'makif shel chaver, that he will be burning from the makif of his friend. Ki ha'makif shel zeh godol ma'makif shel zeh, because the makif of one tzaddik is greater than the makif of another tzaddik. V'asechel shu makif lezeh, and the sechel, which is circumferential, which is still unattained by one tzaddik, is already a pnimi, is already something which is well known and understood by another. Ki chuppah, because the canopy, ubchinas eres makifim, that's the circumferential lights. All this is one thing that we wrote here. Ki chuppah, the canopy, shua makif, which is the circling das, ubchinas chipui v'kisa mamash. It's mamash a covering, and the shemchamemes olam. It's like a blanket that heats up a person. Because the main excitement and ambition, the kedusha, and this is derived from the understanding of the makifim. It says like this: "V'chol liyot shiyu kama tzadikim." There will be quite a few tzadikim. Sheksheyavo el mabo, when they will come to the world to come, they will come ala soga sheisa gatzatik agdome ba'olam hazeh. They will be able to comprehend in the world to come something which was well known and obvious to another tzaddik in this world already. Unbelievable, wow, unbelievable asagas. We cover them and you'll burn them up, so to speak. But a tzaddik agodol, but by the big tzaddik, it was asagas of this world. The same thing by the goyim. Yes, it's a masoga gdoila. It will be by them an unbelievable attainment in Madrega. When they will be able to achieve the state of Jewishness that the simple Jew has in this world. They will know from the Avodas Hashem that Israel did, and from the sanctity and the holiness of the mitzvahs that Israel did in the Olam Hazeh. It will be by them the asaga, they will know and feel some kedusha. Like a poshut elechid shemarkish b'zeh olam b'avodah pshuto b'li shum asaga, that feels in this world in simple avodah without any asagas, without any great. Kshavou akom, and the goyim will come al zeh. Yetzlam asaga gdoila. There will be a huge, step up of madrega. Aval nachnu am kodesh, with us, the holy nation, and erich l'asagasegna. There will be no measurement. There will be no to the asaga that will lead me. Kol sheken asaga shel tzaddik. How much more so to the asaga of the tzaddik. And interesting, in Likutei Moharan, the meaning of the makifin that the Rebbe says in this particular Torah, The Rebbe says that everybody will be masig in the future in Olam Haba the way that he worked in this world. In other words, you worked hard in this world, in Olam Haba you'll have asala. Rabbeinu added, there are such avodas Hashem in this world, שזוכים על ידם שגם בעולם הבא יזכה בכל פעם לעלות ממדרגה למדרגה ולהשיג בכל פעם עקיפין חבר השם. In other words, that a person will be a mover also בעולם הבא. עולם הבא is a stationary world. Whatever you did in this world, you get the next world. But there are such avodas in this world that if you do them in this world, even בעולם הבא, you will be a mover. You'll keep on advancing, getting new makif and new makif and new makif. Shleimus Hadasu, and what is in the completion of the wisdom, Kshenasa makifim pnimiyim, from work which is unknown yet unknowable, comes inside and becomes known. Vaz nitzal mikol tzoros. Then a person is saved from all trouble. The mashal. For instance, when somebody is ambushing somebody else to kill him, then they have to camouflage it. You have to, change his clothes, his masquerade, as somebody else. You change his face, and you will send him away. Interesting. To this David says, at the end of the days of man, oblivion will change his face and will send him an eternal send away, and he won't come again. Interesting. I wonder what this is about. Doesn't sound like a very nice thing, does it? And what's alluded to in this particular pasuk, Mishana Polavat Shalchev, you'll change his face and you will send him away. When you change the appearance with different garments, he's safe from that. Same thing with the essence of man, which is the mind. In other words, there is the garment which is sechel makif. You have to bring this makif in. And bring about new makifin. This is different garments. Because we explained before, then when you make from the makif the inner seichel, the makif, that which is surrounded, the surrounder, so to speak, now it becomes a new makif. This is an exchanging of the garments to make it so that the klipos, the husks, will not recognize the person. And this saves a person from anybody who ambushes him. Kimalbush, garment, b'gimatria chashmal. Chashmal is that what in Star Trek you used to call deflector shield. Yeah. That's the chashmal. Chashmal borchim kol mashchitim. Chashmal, it repels all the mashchitim. This is what's alluded in the pasuk oiz v'hozo levusha. When she has the garment that is both sturdy and glorious, but tischat lo'yem acharon, and she will laugh to the last day. Al dei levush, it is through the garment. Shu b'chinas chashmal. Shu levush oiz v'hodo. It's a garment of sturdiness and glory. Levush chazak v'naya, a strong and beautiful garment. This will make the last day a laughing matter by her. You don't feel the sitra achra at all. The main time for this is Chodesh Elul. That's the time to change the garment, to get a new garment. Just 1 second. Okay, let's delve into this. And it says, this is the 7 days of mourning, when people mourn somebody who is neshama mustalik. And the reason for sitting the Shiva, this is what we said before. The 7 days are the 7 candles. That you zochet the shefa eloki, it comes from or upon him, but it's a two-way street. Same way, while a person is alive, through that aspect of 7, you bring down the shefa eloki from or upon him, and lo aleinu, when once a person is mistalek, through the aspect of 7, you elevate his neshama to the or upon him, which is his source. That's why the ovel, Rachmon litzlan, needs to make a tear. Ki kra, the word tear, Gematria shin ein hoirin shel or upon the or upon is 370 lights of or upon. The lights that comes from Oil Misalyonim, that basically comprise everything that there is in the world, is this Shat Nehorin. This is Shin Ein Nehorin. This is 370 lights. Deep in Yonim. Because Krais Gematria Shin Ein Nehorin Shel Or upon him. That's the lights that come from Or upon him. You know that this is the Shosh of the Neshama. That's the Shosh of Hashem. Everything, this is the 370 lights. Shan Hoyim, Shinayin Hoyim. She'em Gematria Bespam Kel Bemloi. Now, when you write the word Kel, Aleph Lamed, when you write it in full, Aleph Lamed Fei, which is 1, and see, this is 31 plus 80, which is 111, right? Lamed, 111 plus 30 is 141, plus 40 is 181, plus Daled is 184, right? 85. 185. 185, so he says Gematria twice 185, 370. The Shi'an Horin is El twice. Ki Kel hu b'chinas Ur Aponim. Eitz Chaim, he says shortly, he says there is a persona, a spiritual structure. It's called Arich Anpin. Arich Anpin, this is the sphere of the Keser. And there is a spiritual aspect which is called Ponim, it's called face. And at that face there are 2 names, Aleph Lamed. One from the right and one from the left. And this 2 names, Kel, written fully, Aleph Lamed, is Gematria Shin Ayin, which is the 370 lights from which that aspect of Or Aponim comes forth. Just so we should know that it exists. Okay. Now we'll explain one more thing which is Nagir. Ikshu. They made a kasha. Ki yesh makifin etzel hasechel, there are makifin by the sechel. You know, these conventional sechels that היינו שאינו נכנס השכל פנימי האנושי. It doesn't come in to the inner awareness. And human cognition. ויש מקיפים לתורה. And there are, מקיפים to the Torah. היינו שמקיף לתורה. This is the Torah above the Torah that we have. שאינו נכנס לתוך התורה. It doesn't get into the Torah. ובמקיפים, and in the מקיפים themselves. יש מקיפים עומדים לפני העיניים. There are some מקיפים that stand before one's eyes. רק שמקיפים להם ואינם נכנסים לתוך השכל. But they are surrounding and don't get into the שכל. ויש שהם בהלם. There are some who are totally unknown. שלא באו עדיין אפילו למקיפים. They didn't even become מקיפים. והוא בחינס איבור. This is the בחינה of איבור. So the kasha that they asked, is what can you do? שייכנסו המקיפים של התורה, תוך התורה בפנים. The makifin of the Torah, which are not yet in the Torah, will come inside into the Torah. The makifin shel hasechel, the makifin of one's wisdom, will get into one's inner awareness and cognition. Then shemitchila yavo galo makifin shel Torah me'elem lemakifin. First, the first stage is from totally unfathomable. They will become makifin. ואחר כך יצאו המקיפים לתורה לפנים, and then will come from a state of makifin, they will come in. וכן המקיף של השכל, the same way. מה שאי אפשר לשים מצד חיסרון האנושי, that which is unknowable because of our human nature, יהיה נעשו במקיף פנימי. And this will become מקיף, ומקיף will become a פנימי. דעה נשאבה מהאלם למקיפים, ומקיפים יהיה נעשה פנימי. That's what we said before. And Reb Nosson explains, הקשה זו יקשו במקום שיקשו. This kasha, this question was asked in the place where it was asked. In other words, when the Rebbe Rabbeinu went to, when he ascended into Olam Yisraelim, to wherever it is he reached, they asked that kasha over there. והוא זיכרון לברכה אמר על זה תרס, and the Rebbe said this teretz on this. כך שמעתי מפיו הקודש בפירוש. This is what I heard from the Rebbe's holy mouth explicitly. ואחר כך זכינו לשמוע כל התורה. In other words, this is the kasha that they asked in that place, and the Rebbe says, and I said the teretz on this, and this Torah is the teretz that the Rebbe said on this kasha. ואתה מבואר למעין התרץ על השאלה והקasha. Now we understand, anybody who learns this understands both the question and the answer. כי עיקר שאלה, because the main question is, איך להוליד המויכים את העולמוסון? How do you give birth to the moichin, to the seichel, to the intelligence from its unfathomability? ואחר כך שמלדים היסון, and then when you give birth to them, and it's still a level of makifin, איך זוכים להכניס המקיפים לפנים? How can you reach the level, bring the makifin in? It's already well explained how a person can be zeichet to this. Through crying out loud while learning Torah. You don't calm down these buses, huh? Oh, excited today. Maybe you have this gal some akif maybe. This shouting out in the Torah and the Tefillah, on this the Moichin are being born from being unfathomable, and by sanctifying these 7 candles, to sanctify your eyes, not to look at what you're not supposed to look at, and also to sanctify one's mouth and nose and ears. With this, you're to bring the makifim inside. And the explanation of this Indian and the proofs that he brings, and where exactly these awesome mysteries are explained, everything is well explained, in detail. Ashrei sheyosim liboy le'em be'emes, happy and fortunate is a person who will pay attention to these things, lilimod v'lelamed, to teach, to learn and to teach, lishmo v'lasas v'kayim, to guard and to do and to keep. In other words, we're talking here about a kasha that was asked in the upper worlds, where all the Torah is known and obvious and open. And that's what they don't understand. Okay? And the Rebbe gives a teres to that. We don't even know the Torah which is here, let alone the question they asked there. But the main thing which is shaykh to us in this particular Torah, first of all, of course, to say the tefillah in Likutei Tefillos, but El Papashat, daven with koilas, learn with koilas, don't whisper, just like do it. Because every single bechina that is negea, that the Rebbe talks about, has to do with every single person, with every madrega. It's not just for the big ones or the small ones. Ad kan, Terech Hafalav, bli neder.